Welcome to all our iGod Today followers, not only in this country, but around the world as well. Hi, I am happy to be able to share with you, and I appreciate your pulling us up on this app today. Well, today's gospel from Matthew tells us of the feeding of the 5,000. Now, this gathering is not the same story of one written by Mark, where 4,000 people are mentioned. They are two separate incidences. Now, Mark's story took place in the Decapolis, which was made up of 10 free state cities with a Greek population. In other words, for the most part, they were made up of Gentiles and not Jews. There is an interesting phrase to indicate this. It says, they glorified the God of Israel, and therefore Gentiles, a demonstration of the power of the God of Israel. But in both stories, one made up of Jews and the other made up of Gentiles, we see people following him. And he must have been impressive for them to do so. For 3 days. Actually, this is another example of how little we really know about Jesus and what he taught. Imagine following someone for 3 days. There must have been a big get, which we can only imagine. And then there was the feeding of all those people. It says he started out with 7 loaves and a few fish. And yet everyone was fed. Now, however that came about, the one thing we see is compassionate concern. With Matthew, he was feeding the Jews. With Mark, he was feeding the Gentiles. The fact that he reached out to them is a symbol of sorts. A symbol that the bread of God was not just for the Jews, but that the Gentiles were to be included too. They also would have their share of him who is the living bread. The first reading prefaces all this. Isaiah starts out with, "On this mountain, the Lord of hosts will provide for all peoples a feast of rich food and choice wines, juicy, rich food and pure, choice wines." Well, the gospel doesn't say anything about rich food and wine, but then both Jew and Gentile did not go away hungry. Nor will we. He is the bread of life. Amen.